If you think of climate change, I think it's the biggest violation of human rights.
I think we have only one planet and we have to be thoughtful of it and take care of the world.
At that point, you don't want to say out loud, I wish we did more.
We need to change now.
Digital is on its way to becoming the first circular festival in the world.
Everyone knows that this is the only way to go.
In order to achieve this, Digital introduces new ways to convert all of our waste into valuable resources.
Is it possible to make tea out of pea, an alternative for fossil fuel?
Food can really make the change.
It can be done and we will do it.
In 2013, Digital organized its first festival in Amsterdam, located on the iconic NDSM docklands. Quickly, Digital expanded to a global music and arts festival, and many people all over the world became able to enjoy its raw, industrial, and inspiring atmosphere.
I'm Jasper. I'm one of the owners of Apenkooi, and Apenkooi is the company behind Digital Festival. We started Digital at a point that we saw a gap in the musical spectrum within the festival industry in Amsterdam, with more underground techno and deep house. So that's in the beginning why we started, and then we were thinking about the concept. We wanted to be future-proof and we wanted to have a global ambition. We want to become a circular event, but we also want to show other events that being a sustainable event is not that hard to do.
I am Mitchell van Dooyeweert. I'm Sustainability Manager at Digital Festival, and therefore I'm responsible for making this festival circular. I hope that circularity and sustainability becomes more tangible, because not everybody knows what it is and what it means. And we need to find methods to incorporate and to get support amongst everybody.
Digital does this by both inspiring and informing the audience and helping them participate in a more sustainable future. For Digital's volunteers and visitors, the importance of sustainability is often already top of mind.
Sustainability is like life to me. It's a very much integral part of my day-to-day life. So now to be here and to be a part of it, feels really nice also to be surrounded by everybody who has a similar mindset to me. It's nice to be just being a part of it and helping out.
I've read a lot on Digital, on their campaigns, on their videos, and their websites that they are the leading festival in terms of sustainability, and I see that quite a lot everywhere, from the waste management to the hard cups.
I think we have only one planet and we have to be thoughtful of it and take care of the world.
I think it's very important to be aware of what you consume and what you leave behind at a festival scene. I think they're doing a great job because nobody is leaving their cups behind. The floor is actually clean, that's a first.
They're really pioneers, really innovative, and really leaders in their own ways, and sustainability is definitely one of their ways that they're really ahead of their game.
So I noticed at Digital, sustainability is obviously a really important factor, but just the fact of like how they use their energy, they don't use any diesel engines, I find that fascinating.
At this moment of our life and also for the planet, I think that a project has to be sustainable. It's not an option. It has to be sustainable for the future. If we are managing a project and we don't have this mindset, we are managing a bad project because we have no future with it. So for me, all the small things that we are doing here in the Digital Festival are showing us how has to be the festivals in the future, but not in a long future, in a mid-term future.
We are faced with the fact that the planet is changing. Since the 1800s, human activities have been the main driver of climate change. With our world operating in a linear way, we are also confronted with the waste of the past. The only way in which we can positively shape our future is to transform it into a circular world in which we use and reuse.
My name is Julia van Boven. We are today here in Circle. Circle is near the head office of ABN AMRO. I'm working here as a sustainability advisor. What we do is we help companies in their sustainability shift. I have a background in philosophy and ethics, and there I was focusing a lot on human rights. And if you think of climate change, I think it's the biggest violation of human rights. If we want to maintain global warming or limit it to 1.5 degrees, or keep it low, we also need to make changes in the way that we use our resources. But if we don't start making these adaptations now, yeah, I don't know, it's not such a fun future.
Inefficient resource use will result in pollution, waste, and the emissions that we have. So we are extracting resources out of the earth. They are limited, so we need to do it more efficient.
And I think what digital does very well is that we know the value of data. So we know exactly what's coming in and out of the festival. And also, we make sure that we limit that amount. So for example, using reusable cups. So using single-use plastic cups and throwing them away is probably a lot cheaper. What I like about digital is that we still make the choice to use the reusable cups and that we look for creative ways to make it work. So for example, now we work with a lot of very motivated volunteers to ensure that we can, well, adopt this practice.
A simple system with major consequences. By replacing plastic cups with hard cups, approximately 1,000 kilograms of plastic waste is avoided per edition.
Normally the whole floor was filled with disposable cups, and now everybody has their own cups and they see, wow, if I bring this back, I'm contributing to the whole circularity of the festival.
At some point we got to talk with the municipality of Amsterdam. If you look at what their goals are, they want to become a circular city, and we saw this model. We think it's really interesting for our program as well.
We are looking at the donut economy of Kate Rayward. It's like we have the donut, and within this space we want the economy to take place. So from the inside we look at the needs of the human beings, and on the outside we make sure that we maintain interplanetary boundaries. It requires rethinking how we work, how we collaborate, how we participate.
So with our sustainability program, we're going really, really far, and we are pushing boundaries of every supplier that we have.
My name is Paul Schuring from ZEP Concepts. We work on the energy supply for the Digital Festival, and we do that in the most sustainable way possible.
He was one of the first partners that we worked with. He created a smart energy plan. That means that he made a calculation of all the devices that we use on our event.
In the first edition of Digital Festival, all the energy was generated by diesel generators. Then we replaced the normal diesel to a biodiesel, but nowadays we don't use diesel generators at all. It's only fully sustainable energy coming from all different sources, like solar power, wind power, even biogas. We had all kinds of innovations running on the festival. But we also use grid power, and of course, if we use grid power, it will be fully sustainable power. Now we are even working to build permanent solar installations on the premises, so the festival produces more energy than it's needed itself.
For digital, it's important to work together with partners, because we cannot think of every solution to make our event more sustainable. So without partners, it's almost impossible. So you have technical partners like ZAP, or you have more commercial partners like Beyond.
My name is Bram Meijer. I'm marketing director for Beyond Meat. We believe there's a better way to feed the future, and we believe in the future of plant-based protein. We all see the impact of climate change today, and food can really make a change. If you really want to make an impact with food, then it's about the mass. We call them conflicted carnivores. So people that are open to reduce their meat consumption, but for them it's difficult to really reduce their intake because they miss the taste, pricing is too high, etc. So for these consumers, we really want to offer the products they like without any compromise on taste.
And I think it's really cool that we now have a brand within the food court that is an example of what we started a few years ago. At some point in 2014, I believe, we decided to ban the burger. A burger was an example of meat in the food court. And for us, it was one of the first biggest examples that we showed also our audience. And now having back a burger that tastes like a burger, but isn't a burger made out of meat, I think that's really cool.
It tastes awesome, it smells awesome, and I think that's what's growing right now, is the market for all these plant-based solutions.
If you look at the next generation, I don't think that they believe anymore that meat should come from animals. Meat can come from plants, and that's really what the next generation, the millennials and Gen Z, see as the norm.
My name is Peter Scheer, I'm CEO of Semia Sanitation. Our concept is based on space technology. What we try to do is make P into tea, P into clean water, P into nutrients to grow fresh mint, to produce food. But also we turn grey water into flushing water for toilets, for example. And also we turn poo into compost and irrigation water for food applications. P contains water and nutrients. Fresh mint needs nutrients and water. I already have nutrients to grow the fresh mint, and I have the water out of my urine, and then hot water and fresh mint makes tea.
I think it's also very nice to have the opportunity to experiment with these techniques, further develop these techniques, and it would be awesome if they can also be used in other parts of the world.
We want to provide Sustainable Development Goal 6 of the United Nations, a good sanitation and a clean water for everyone. If you look to the festival scene, for us it's the best scene to test, because actually you could say a refugee camp, for example, is the same setup as a festival, because it's temporarily, you have to respond quick, and you have to do the stress test because it can't be going wrong. We face some difficulties because we turn pee and poo into food, and that's legally not possible. There is a law what forbids you to produce food out of pee and poo. And that's something we want to change, because you have really good nutrients in your body, and we could feed the world actually with our nutrients and water we have already in our body. So we have to change the law, and that's why also we want to fight that together with digital and show the audience that it's possible. And then after that we will show the politics that it's possible. So there's no excuse anymore to not be circular and not be sustainable.
And this is for us a good example of what we want. We want to find new solutions for simple things that can grow bigger on our event, and then they can use it for other purposes.
My name's Jeff. I'm a program manager at SkyEnergy, where I work on new ideas to fly more sustainably through sustainable aviation fuel. Basically, it's an alternative for fossil fuel, and instead of being made from fossil oil, it's made from sustainable resources that basically recycle the CO2 that was emitted previously. For example, used cooking oil, which is made from plants. After you use it, it still has a residual value. So instead of throwing the cooking oil away, you can still use it to make something out of it called sustainable aviation fuel. So the whole digital idea was about first getting the artists on board, literally, with sustainable aviation fuel together with digital. And then as a second step, showcase to the industry and also to visitors that they can also contribute by doing the same.
At some point we realized that the transport of not just our artists, but also transport in general, people coming from other countries flying, one of the biggest polluters of our event. We thought it would be really hard to have influence on this, but we tried to find a way to have some influence on making this more sustainable.
What we're doing at Digital is that we make our visitors aware the impact of their travels. We give them better opportunities.
So basically it's a tool for everyone to use. You just fill in all your activities between leaving your house to ending up at the festival. And then it calculates for you what your footprint is and offers you different choices to do something about it, including sustainable aviation fuel, and basically we take care of the rest.
In 5 years, circularity will be the norm.
We do around 70 events in Holland, and perhaps we can have a circular season with all our events. Isn't it this year, then at least next year?
We already have the targets, we have all the technologies that are needed, but the only thing still needs to happen is us, human beings, how do we arrange it? That's proven most difficult. So yes, I think we need vision, leadership, and strong will to make it work.
We are past the point where we can try stuff. We need to do stuff.
The time is now. Join Digital's journey to becoming the world's first circular festival. Let's step into a greener future together.